Hello everybody, welcome back to Mighty Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler and this is Blue Black Mill, Fraying Sanity. This deck went 5-0 in Magic Online. Fraying Sanity is quite the card here. Now you've seen Mill decks in the past in Modern. There was one that went undefeated on day one of a GP a few years ago. I know people have sort of had it around, but this is really actually kind of interesting take. It has fewer Mill cards than you've seen in some of the previous versions, but it has Fraying Sanity and it's just blue-black. No Esper, no white mana. Honestly, this deck takes kind of a different path, but obviously, our plan is to mill our opponents out. That means they won't have any cards in their library, and they will lose the game when they go to draw and are unable to do so. Now, the way we make that happen, Archive Trap. This one's great. Top 13 cards into the library for free if they crack a fetch land or search your library in any other way, which we can make them do with Field of Ruins. Mind Funeral, love this one. This card is just always fun little mini game. They mill until they hit 4 lands, so sometimes it's not very many. Some can be as little as 4, but a lot more often, it's more like 10, 15. You sometimes just see this thing just go crazy. Glency Unthinkable, mill 10, just like that. Mesmeric Orb, whenever permanent becomes untapped, that permanent's controller mills for each one of them. So this is pretty good. They untap 4 things, they mill 4 things. It really adds up over the course of a game. And of course, the Hedron Crab. It is here. Every time a land comes into play under your control, target player mills 3 cards. And with fetch land, that means we get them for 6. So those are the mill cards. Now, Fraying Sanity, this is the new one from Hour of Devastation. Beginning of each incept, enchanted player puts top X cards of their library into their graveyard, where X is the number put into that graveyard from anywhere this turn. So if you have a Fraying Sanity out and you catch them with an Archive Trap, well, they're going to mill 13 from the Archive Trap, and then at the beginning of each incept, remember, they're going to mill another 13. So this card's great. It just doubles all of your mill, but it also messes with their fetch lands, right? Even if you do nothing, it can get them, right? If they put anything into their graveyard, well, it's going to trigger off of that. Now, how do we survive? And this is where this deck kind of goes different from some of its peers. There's no Crypt Incursion in the main deck to gain a bunch of life. Just Darkness. Old Fog, color-shifted Fog, making its way into Modern right here. Darkness and Fatal Push get some removal in there. So you just live long enough to mill them out. Field of Ruin, good against Tron, also good at making them search their library to trigger Archive Trap. Also, I guess it also can trigger Fraying Sanity for a little bit. Of course, then after that, we just have a lot of fetch lands to make our deck work. Now, we only have 1, 2, you'll notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands actually fetchable here, but we can trigger Archive Trap, Hedron Crab rather, for days with these cards, and hopefully they'll trigger their own Archive Trap with their own fetch lands. Now we also have Shelldock Isle is the other thing to call attention to here. Whenever a player has 20 or fewer cards left in their library, we can play the card underneath the Shelldock Isle for free. And that's pretty sweet, pretty good to get them low and just provides a finishing punch right there. So that's the deck. We're going to survive with Fog, we're going to kill their creatures, and you know what? We're going to get them with Fraying Sanity. Now onto the sideboard here. Graveyard Hate, of course, we have Nihil Spellbomb. You have to be able to stop an Emrakul trigger. It'll shuffle their entire graveyard back into their library, so you have to be able to exile their graveyard at instant speed. Nihil Spellbomb, of course, so just good in general. Cycles, good against Tarmogoyfs, good against Lantern, just everything, right? It's just got a lot of value getting rid of graveyards. Surgical Extraction. Not only does this hit their graveyard, it hits their library in hand as well, all around powerful card. Crypt Incursion, as I mentioned, this is good. You exile cards from the graveyard, you gain 3 life for each one exiled. So this gains quite a bit of life pretty quickly against the creature deck. And Set Adrift. Weird one here, but it's a sorcery speed. Put a non-land permanent on top of its owner's library, and it has Delve. So we're going to be milling our own cards between fetch lands and Mesmeric Orb and just casting spells. So we will be able to delve this down to pretty cheap. You can put a card on top of their library, make them mill it away. Also, this is how you get rid of Leyline of Sanctity to actually target them with all these spells. So there you go, everybody. This is Mighty Modern Blue Black Mill. Let's Fraying Sanity some people out. Thank you for watching.